Hey guys, what's up, it's iFlynn here, and at TENNO Live, they showed off a few weapon concept arts, which basically means that it's not 110% confirmed that these things are going to be in the game, but they showed off some artwork of some pretty cool weapons that are hopefully going to be coming into the game with Fortuna and stuff like that. So I'm just going to be showing you guys the new weapons that they showed. There was a bunch of other stuff in the art panel, such as, like, let's say the Fortuna Prime and the Strezza Prime and stuff like that. But I just went in and I cherry-picked all the new stuff that they're going to be showing, or that is hopefully going to be in the game. And I just wanted to show it to you guys. So what you're looking at right now is a CORPUS shotgun and revolver. Now, the revolver, the aesthetic of it looks insanely cool. I think it's one of the best looking revolvers that they've actually put out. Compared to the Fortuna Prime and the Merlock, it's nice to see that we're getting like a CORPUS version of a revolver, because the revolver style secondaries is something that I really like. Not too fond of the fact that we're getting another shotgun, because like we have a lot of shotguns already. We have the Archiplasmor, we have the Tigris Prime, we have the Corinth, we have the Comb. We have a lot of shotguns in the game. Granted, this one looks very cool, and it's like a unique aesthetic, which I'm assuming is going to be for the faction Solaris United, that those guys are going to be using something like this. It looks pretty dope, but I would like to see more rifles being added into the game compared to shotguns. We do have a lot of rifles already, don't get me wrong, but for me, there's not a lot of variation, I guess, because I'm the type of guy that sticks to using like crit-based rifles like the Soma, the Baza, the Tenora, because like there's really no competition whenever it comes to those types of rifles. So I'd like to see a little bit more variation in the rifle section. Maybe a little less shotguns, because you see everyone kind of running around with shotguns in sort of today's meta, because they do deal a lot of damage, especially whenever you have like a status-based shotgun, which hopefully maybe this one is crit, like who knows. But I don't see this one being like pellet-based, which is why you would kind of run status on a shotgun anyway. But that's a topic for another video. Let's move on to the next weapon. Also, just a quick note as well, you can see the name of the 3D artist and the concept artist in the bottom right hand corner. So the person who puts the concept together is actually the person who models it too, I'm assuming. So yeah, that's pretty cool. So this one was made by Enrico Santi, which is awesome. So yeah, shout out to Enrico Santi for putting this together. It looks pretty cool. Next up, we have a CORPUS GLAIVE. Now, this is the only CORPUS GLAIVE that will be in the game if and when this gets added. It looks pretty awesome. I think this is going to blend in with a lot of cool fashion frames, and the GLAIVE category of weapons is kind of underused, but a good side note is the fact that you can use your GLAIVE weapons with single-handed swords, right? Or no, not single-handed swords, sorry, single-handed pistols. So if you had something like the Pandero, you could use this CORPUS GLAIVE with it. It's a pretty cool combination, and I just think this one looks pretty cool. We don't know anything about the stats of these weapons, so that's why I can't go too deep into it, but just letting you guys know that these things exist. We can see that the 3D artist is called Lucas Hug, and the concept artist is called Kaz Adams, so that one is pretty cool as well. Next up, we have the GRINEER GUNSTOCK Club. Now, this is actually something that I believe they showed on DevStream, is it 1112 or 113? But they showed this off in kind of like its concept art form, not in a 3D modeled form, and here it is in a 3D modeled form, right? So, we actually get to see that, hey, this is going to be eventually added into the game, hopefully, because they're actually working on 3D modeling it. So I'm just assuming that all this stuff is going to be added into the game. There's no official confirmation, I don't think. But, we have all this concept art, and it's worth taking a look at. This one was 3D modeled by Tim Bergholz, which is a funny name. And then we have the concept artist called Dejan Ostujic. Pretty cool name. I'm surprised I'm actually pronouncing these kind of properly. Just a little bit, next up, we've got this really cool looking Infested Heavy Sword. So this is the Infested Deluxe bundle. So I wonder what else we're going to be getting, because it's a Infested Deluxe bundle. I don't know who that is going to come with. I have no idea. But we get a Sagatra, and we get this awesome looking Heavy Blade, which is cool, because like whenever I think Heavy Blade, I think about maybe my own custom made ZA. I think about the Galatine Prime, and that is more or less it. I don't really think about any other heavy swords in the game. Like, I don't think about like the Gram, which spoiler, there's actually a Gram Prime in this list of new weapons. But like having more, I guess, variations whenever it comes to heavy swords is a good thing for me, at least, because I usually just gravitate towards the War or the Galatine Prime, like I said. So yeah, more heavy swords. I'm not going to complain about that. That's awesome. That's cool. Next up, we have a TENNO dual axes. Now, there's no official name for these, and we don't even know if this is going to be a weapon or if it's going to be a skin, but these look pretty badass, you know? Axes, whenever I first got into the game, I gravitated towards the dual Zorns. I don't know if you guys remember those, but, you know, I seen the picture of Frost with them. In one of his early stages, he had the dual Zorns in his hand, and I was like, oh my god, I need to get these dual Zorns. And I kind of used like dual swords for like a very long time. Dual swords are a very underwhelming weapon category in Warframe, so it's nice to see that we're getting a little bit more. I just hit my microphone. It's nice to see that we're getting a little bit more, but hopefully like the stats are pretty good with them. Of course, we're going to be getting that melee pass hopefully soon, and hopefully we find out a little bit more about that in the upcoming dev stream. But yeah, these are some pretty cool looking weapons, and I can't wait to use them, implying of course they are not a skin and they're actual weapons. So this one was designed by Mike Leffem. There you go, shout out to Mike, he made some pretty cool TENNO axes. So next up we have the NEHZA Deluxe bundles. This is a Cyandana and also the Dual Dagger. I'm assuming this is a skin, so we're going to get this with the NEHZA Deluxe skin. I do actually have an image of that, but I don't want to show it in this video because I want this one to be focused more around the weapons. But this is, I'm assuming, the dual sword skin that we're going to get with it. I'm kind of sick of seeing dual sword skins because we got dual sword skins with the Loki Deluxe, we got dual sword skins with the Saren Deluxe, and of course, like, it's not confirmed that these are just skins, right? These could be weapons for all I know. Like, I didn't get to watch the art panel, so I don't know what they actually said about them, but these are a thing. If they're a skin, that's kind of cool. I just want to see more variation in terms of the skins from the melee weapons designed by DE, because there's a lot of really cool TENNO gen skins out there for heavy blades and stuff, but I'd like to see more variation from Digital Extremes whenever it comes to, of course, skins for melee weapons and stuff like that, because I honestly don't think that there's enough. But if these are a weapon, even better, you know, more dual daggers and stuff like that, super cool. Cyandana is kind of meh. I don't think it looks that cool. Like, nothing can really compare to something like the Pyro Prime or the Mesa Prime, but of course, you need to have some really cool things. You have to have some kind of meh things as well. That's kind of what drives people to buy this kind of super cool thing. So, you know, it's not the type of Cyandana I will use, but of course, someone out there might like it, and, you know, more power to them. So that's awesome. Moving on, we have the VAUBAN Prime or the VAUBAN Deluxe bundle. So this is the axe skin that we're getting with it, which looks awesome. And then we also get a Sagatra with it. I don't know, it looks insane. Like, I don't know what else to say. This was designed by Tim Bergholz and Eric Vetter. Looks pretty awesome, and I can't wait to check it out. I don't know, maybe the Sindo. Yeah, use it on the Sindo or something. I don't know. Wait, is the Sindo class as a heavy blade? I think it is, yeah. Maybe you can use this on any heavy blade. That'll be awesome. Thinking emoji. That'll be pretty cool. We have the Revenant Warframe two-handed katana. Now, I am super excited to be using this, like omega excited to be using this. I can't wait for it. This is designed by Kaz Adams, and I'm just so excited for dual-handed katanas. Hopefully they introduce like an awesome new stance mod, but you have to admit, like, this thing looks absolutely dope. You got the fire coming from it, you've got the slick design on the actual blade itself, then you have the design on the handle. I'm pretty sure this is a Sagatra down here. If not, if this is just an attachment on the weapon, even better. You can pair a Sagatra, like a Prime Sagatra or whatever, with it. But I'm super excited to get my hands on this and test it out, and yeah, really hunker down and play with this, because I thought that we were going to get like a dual-handed katana a little bit earlier. Like, I thought originally that the Sky Jada or Sky Jati was going to be a two-handed katana because of the Sacrifice trailer. I don't know, I just thought that it looked okay. Well, that looks pretty cool. Is that a two-handed katana or is that single-handed? Turns out it was a single-handed. So yeah, okay, well, just to clarify, there's a difference between a Nakana and a katana, I'm pretty sure. So the Nakana is the single-handed, and then the katana is the double-handed. I don't know. I'm not a ninja. I have no idea. But yeah, moving on. We've got the Revenant Warframe TENNO armor. So this isn't a weapon. It's TENNO armor. It looks pretty awesome. Excited to get it. I thought that, you know, might as well show that because we showed this as well. But yeah, so that was designed by Kaz Adams as well. We also have Revenant armor for your Kavat. So cool. And then we have, guess what? Another shotgun. Yay! Shotgun. So looks pretty cool. It's like an Eidolon-based shotgun, because if you guys aren't aware, Revenant is, or Vlad, or whatever you want to call him at this point, he is like an Eidolon-based Warframe. So it makes sense to have have a shotgun like this, it kind of looks like your amp, like your base mo amp, if you pay attention to that when you first get it. That's just kind of what it reminds me of. So I'm hoping that maybe Revenant has something to do with like going and killing Eidolons or something. Maybe you have to do that to get his parts. Be able to drop Revenant from Eidolons to kind of encourage more Eidolon gameplay. Be able to drop his parts from like the quills or something like that to give that vendor more of a meaning. Or maybe we'll just get a quest around Revenant that is from the quills. Who knows? You know, that's what I'm looking forward to. Maybe more quests with the quills, because I think that's a very interesting faction to be a part of, and I want to, you know, hear more about the lore whenever it comes to the quills and stuff. So I'm looking forward to it. But next up, we have the Grand Prime. So this will be coming with Chroma Prime and the Akjagara Prime. Now, I don't actually have the image of the Akjagara Prime, but that was something that was actually leaked. Shout out to Touch Potato. He actually has a video on that already, and it was on one of the public pages of one of the developers who designed it. So I'll leave a link to that down in the description below, as well as Touch Potato's video, so you can check that out there. But the Grand Prime, Chroma Prime, and Akjagara Prime is what I'm assuming is going to be next up, because they have all the cool assets made for it and stuff like that. So I think this looks pretty cool, and I'm excited to see the stats for it, because that's going to be a very interesting melee weapon to get my hands on. More variation in the heavy blades, which is awesome. So yeah, moving on. This is where it gets very interesting. This is the kit guns, right? So you have all the different parts. You have the barrels, you have the clips, you have the handles, you have the primary handles. So there's secondary handles and the primary handles for the different kit guns, and then you have attachments. So we're getting to craft our own secondary weapons, and I'll have a video coming up about the kit guns, you know, in the coming days. Just basically looking at all the stats and what all the different parts do, just taking stuff from the trailer, which, keep in mind, could all be placeholder, but just taking a look at what they do in the trailer and then kind of talking about it, because I did notice that you can make like a kit gun that has puncture damage, impact damage, and blast damage base, so you can completely neglect having like one IPS or something, which makes it so you can make more focused weapons that will deal more damage versus certain enemies or certain factions, which is pretty cool. So this is just all the assets from that, and I think they look dope. It kind of has this weird sort of metallic grungy feel to it, which looks awesome, and I can't wait to get my hands on the kit guns whenever we do finally get you know, the Venus Open World or Solaris United, Fortuna, whatever you want to call it. So here is some of the assets kind of put together. I think this one looks really cool, because I think that kind of looks like a nail gun, but you can kind of see like all the different types of kit guns that you can put together here. There's some very unique, cool variations. This one right here at the top reminds me of the Infinity Pistol from Borderlands. I don't know if anyone else made that sort of like connection there, but that's what it kind of reminds me of, or any kind of like Vladov pistol from Borderlands. So if you just add it like a rectangular scope on the top, it would be one with like I think it's a Hyperion scope that is. Can't exactly remember. It might be a Vladov. I haven't played Borderlands in the longest time, but you know, I made that connection there, and I thought it looked pretty cool, and I just can't wait for the kit guns. So here's even more, which is kind of dope. This one looks really awesome. Wait, actually, no. This is secondary options, and I believe this is primary. So maybe we get primary weapons as well. I kind of just looked at the trailer. Yeah, some secondary options and then some primary options. So I kind of just looked at the trailer and just kind of assumed, okay, maybe this is just for secondaries. But looking at the fact that they say some primary options here leads me to believe that we're also going to be getting primary weapons too. So maybe the more you progress with Solaris United as a faction, the more you're going to get in terms of like customization of the kit guns, which I think would make sense. So yeah. Here is the Sentinels, so you can put together your custom MOA pets, but they also included a little Sentinel here, so looks pretty cool. Looks kind of like a hover bike or something, but I don't know. I don't know if this is two different Sentinels or if this is the one guy, but looks interesting and can't wait to use it. And then you also have Venus Corpus Spaceman experimental weapons. So you have a cool looking rifle that kind of looks like a Vectis, except with a Corpus tone to it. We have a nice little scythe there, which looks like it has a link from the Zaws there. So maybe the Corpus are in a sense trying to copy the TENNO, like, you know, using like links and stuff like that on their weapons. Or maybe it's just a fancy like design that they, you know, wanted to carry over into the Venus Open World because of the Zaws and how they looked and stuff like that. And yeah, so here we have the mining tool. So I'm assuming we're going to have to use a different mining tool or specific mining tools and fishing spears for the Venus Open World, because different landscape, there's different animals and stuff like that. So the rocks and the ores and the gems might be different, which is why we need like a better or worse mining tool. And the fishing spear, the the fish, at least from what I can tell from watching the trailer, they kind of look robotic. And again, I'll have a video up and coming about mining and fishing and stuff like that later on the next few days. So other than that, we have the tranquilizer gun, which is the gun that you use. I'm guessing like the bigger the animal you're capturing, you're going to have to use a different gun. So this is the smaller one, this is the medium-sized one, and this is the large one, and they have different sizes of tranks or trank darts, which, I mean, makes sense because you're going to need a stronger trank for a larger creature, right? So yeah, that is the end of the album. That's all the awesome stuff that they showed at the art panel during TennoCon. I'm excited. I'm super excited to get my hands on all this stuff, test it out, and see what type of stats that they bring, and also get, you know, free disposition neutral ribbons for them, because DE are very bad at balancing their ribbons. But other than that, guys, that is going to be it for this video. If you liked it, go ahead, hit that like button below. If you want to see more Warframe content from me, hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.